Tonight's coverage of the National Football League brings us to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Buffalo Bills. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here, and off we go from Lambeau. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action. Now it's Allen. He'll buy some time right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. He's got a man complete. And they do finally get him at the 12. A huge play there right off the bat. So there is the big arm of Josh Allen on display. He can throw it as deep as anybody, and that was an absolute laser.
And how about how he improvised right there, because he got flushed out of the pocket, locked eyes with his wide receiver, who knew to just keep running. And he was able to lay that one out there for him to run under.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. And his kick is no good. And it is supposed to start kicking as this one stays a 6-0 game. So they don't get the conversion, but they're going to go right into the onside kick formation. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. So an onside kick failed in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we've tried to work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried. They just didn't get it done.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense, and know what they say. Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Flush to his right. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. In this case, he picks up the 1st down.
And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Throwing is Rodgers. And it's a Packers touchdown. Aaron Jones. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Packers have drawn even here with the extra point to come. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Here's a 3-yard sack. Good pressure, and it's second down. Another try after the first down sack. Allen rolling to his right. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says that the slot receivers with all the guys can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch? Really nice job there. Showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Throwing on first down is Allen. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw again on second down, Allen. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After a one-point game, 7-6. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw, it's Allen. Escaping the pressure right. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. They run here with Singletary. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
Eluding the pressure right. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try and pass downfield that fell incomplete.
A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. So they're going for it, and here's Allen. Flushed out, touchdown. It's complete. Devin Singletary. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Bills have retaken the lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield. I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get 1 play before the 2-minute warning. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. 1:50 to go here in the first half. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Throwing now is Allen. Steps away to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
There's a Darius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Finding room to the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They'll look to run with Singletary. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. For a couple of plays, this Green Bay defense is held strong. Now it's 3rd and goal. Buying time. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up.
We'll give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. Back near the goal line, here's Rodgers.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. The those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
These two teams going through their final adjustments. It's about time for the second half in Green Bay. So for the call, we go back up to Lambeau and Brandon Gaudin.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Now, they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Rodgers now to throw. And that's complete to Adams. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. To throw is Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And this one is incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
49, guys. Mike.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He hits Adams complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Here's Rodgers to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And it'll be intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And the Bills are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Meanwhile, Allen's throw here taken in by Knox. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Allen now on 1st down. And Diggs has it. And some space here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Allen's throw taken in by Diggs.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Throwing again on second down. Allen. Forced out to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Zadarius Smith picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop it well short.
The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 41. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
It got his man complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs.